Monkeybone is a 2001 American black comedy fantasy film directed by Henry Selick. Starring Brendan Fraser, Bridget Fonda, Chris Kattan, Rose McGowan, and Whoopi Goldberg.
I'm dead!
Jason, welcome to Darktown. We're talking about Monkeybone.
We're talking about the Beetlejuice sequel that everybody said they wanted. They're like, why don't we get a Beetlejuice sequel? Well, you got it. It was named Monkeybone, and you didn't go to see it because the trailer had 2 minutes of Chris Kattan, which is more time than he was on screen in this movie.
There he is!
Everyone's like, Chris Kattan, he's hot. He just did Corky Romano or some shit.
Hi, you guys want some cookies?
For whatever reason, they thought, we got, fuck Brendan Fraser, school ties? Ugh. With honors, what have you done lately? Chris Kattan, he's hot. He plays the Mango, and Mr. Peepers, the guy with thick eyebrows that acts like a monkey on SNL. I don't really know.
You know, I really put myself into the character.
He comes to us from the Amazon rainforest, so he might be just a little groggy.
What's his appeal? That was when I was watching SNL every week, you know. Like, yeah, that was my cast, right? Like 98 to 02, that cast. Pretty good.
Remember that when all your friends bet that Chris Kattan was have the same trajectory that Will Ferrell was going to have? Everyone got it wrong.
Has anybody had the trajectory out of SNL that Will Ferrell's had?
Yeah, probably not.
Jim Belushi, maybe.
We're talking about a movie that I can't even say everyone hated because 0 people saw it.
They didn't see it.
Nobody saw this movie, and the 2 people that did, the critics that actually did, thought it was a mess, thought it was stupid, so it lost its ass. So, Jason, why are we talking about The Nightmare Before Coraline's Giant Peach?
Because I think I said it already. Like, you want more Beetlejuice? This is a good, very funny movie, and Chris Kattan's not really
okay,
in it.
why do you like this movie? Why do you love this movie?
Because I like Beetlejuice.
What are your qualifications?
Well, I attended Juilliard. I'm a graduate of the Harvard Business School. I travel quite extensively. I lived through the Black Plague, and I had a pretty good time during that. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Not to mention the fact that you're talking to a dead guy. Now, what do you think? You think I'm qualified?
I mean, I hate to keep harping on that, but like this has the same unhinged energy. The cast is insane. Giancarlo Esposito before he was like famous. Bridget Fonda, Brendan Fraser, John Turturro, Rose McGowan, Megan Mullally, Dave Foley, Bob Odenkirk, Pat Kilbane. He was on Mad TV. You don't see them putting him in the trailer. Oh, look, what about Pat Kilbane from Mad TV?
There's just too many people. It was too...
Whoopi goddamned Goldberg. This is like the Sandman Netflix show condensed into 2 hours. It's crazy. It's really wild. It was like if Nightmare Before Christmas had a baby with Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
There was no room in this movie that Thomas Hayden Church was in this movie for like 7 minutes of screen time and was uncredited. Maybe because he just didn't want to like have his name attached to this, but that's how many people were in this film. I mean, chock full. I mean, this is done by Henry Selick, so he is the director. You know, it's Tim Burton's Night Before Christmas, and you think of Night Before Christmas, James the Giant Peach, Coraline. You're like, oh, those are Tim Burton films. It's like, no, only actually one of those was produced by him, but this was his live action version of that. This was his Mary Poppins, and god damn it, does this movie fuck so hard. This is a near perfect movie.
But like if you like the visual style of James and the Giant Peach or The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is the most popular film for goth kids under 13, this has a lot of that weird claymation energy in a lot of it.
Hey, it's time for Monkeybone Live! Woo! Time for a little singing, a little dancing, and of course some good-natured bashing of my very own creator, Mr. Stupid Mopey. Hey, guys!
But it's, Brendan Fraser also did a Looney Tunes movie that was very good. He did a Looney Tunes movie, live action.
Directed by Joe Dante.
Was very, very, very good.
Absolutely.
And nobody saw that either. So it's like they gave Brendan Fraser a bunch of really goofy projects, you know, before they decided they were done with him for 20 years. And then it's like, oh, we like that guy. Why did he go away? I'm glad he's back.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm glad he made this movie before he, I don't know, stopped being allowed to be in things because he didn't like having his ass grabbed. I'm really glad that everyone's come around on Brendan Fraser. Perhaps you clicked on this because you said, oh, well, I heard he was in that movie.
Now Academy Award winning.
Whale-sized hearts bare so that we could see into your souls.
The Fraser Renaissance? Yeah. Guy didn't win for School Ties, but...
Yeah, he went for a Darren Aronofsky film.
You get your makeup Oscar 20 years too late. Or 30 years in the case of School Ties, Jesus. So... I think more people should see this. We don't normally evangelize. We're sort of like, hey, you know that movie you like? Well, we made you click on it because we weaponized your nostalgia for clicks because that's what we do under capitalism. But for this, literally, please watch Monkeybone. You will like it.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
$75 million budget, and it only made $7.6 million. That's like what, Cutthroat Island type of numbers, and it's just like, but this is so good.
And they made it PG-13. I think PG-13 is a little bit of a curse sometimes.
Sure.
Like you want a James Bond movie or a Mission Impossible PG-13, so like teenagers can go see it because nobody's making good money for teenagers. But like in the late 90s, there were a bunch of movies PG-13 for teens, and like all my friends hated them, but I thought they were all pretty good. So it's just... Here's the thing. You make a movie for 13-year-olds and they are going to be like, bleh, bleh, it's too cool. I'm too cool for this. Bleh. Like, my friends walked out of Mystery Man and they're like, what a piece of shit. And I'm like, I need new friends.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I think maybe making this PG-13 was a mistake, but like, man, Beetlejuice was R initially, so maybe this should have been R.
Nice fucking model!
And then nobody would have seen it. It would have made $7 million, so...
Yeah.
Who's this movie for?
Oh my
not
God.
who it was marketed to. This was marketed shittily. If you're going to spend $70 million on a movie, I don't think you need to spend $70 million on marketing, but like pay $1 million to a guy's like, yeah, we don't need Chris Kattan in this fucking trailer because he sucks and he's not in the movie. So I really think that people were like, it's a Kattan movie, and then he wasn't in it, and everyone's like, what a bait and switch, and they're right. That was a dumb thing to do.
The reason why this got a PG-13 rating wasn't because of the one boner joke at the beginning in the cartoon. Brendan Fraser, sex dancing scene where he's like teabagging poor Bridget Fonda, which is it's like the most disturbing scene of the movie. It was just because Chris Kattan is throwing organs at Brendan Fraser towards the end of this movie, and it's just like, it was so fucking weird. It was so out of the box. No one, even the people that saw Beetlejuice and was okay with it, that still had a Hollywood structure to it. It made sense in a way, because there are those Beetlejuice type scenes in this, certainly, because like when they go and they talk to the waiting room and the football team that like find out that they didn't make it and all that, it's just like,
yeah,
that scene is in here where he shows up to the afterlife, into purgatory, and he's sitting at a bar where everyone is like hooked up to an IV waiting for their either past to die or go back to life.
Yeah.
From in a Abraham Lincoln mouth. Like nothing, it's all so fever dreamy, and that's what makes it so great. It's so hard to do dream sequences, and they eraserhead the shit out of this so hard that it freaked people out.
Oh, you are sick.
I was 17 when this movie came out. I didn't have access to the drugs I have access to now. So Monkeybone is a completely different experience I'm talking a mild hallucinogen, like 10 milligrams of a weed edible. You're going to see some shit in this movie. It's a fever dream. It's based on a graphic novel called Darktown, and for whatever reason, people are like, oh, the X-Men movie did well. You know what we need to adapt? A Dark Horse comic no one's ever heard of. So, good. They did Mystery Men and this and Men in Black, and they just took obscure comics that nobody's heard of because it was existing IP, you know, and it was written already, and they could get it for cheap. Because, like, somebody wrote a graphic novel called Darktown, and like, oh yeah, I want $40 million for it. They're like, oh shit, you want to make my thing? Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I get paid in exposure normally. So, like, real indie comic stuff. I think everybody wanted to make the Tick.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that Tick cartoon?
Yeah.
And then, like, this was right around the time they did that Tick live action movie or live action series that went 8 episodes before it got canceled for going double over budget every episode.
I put this murder. It's just not cool. Impolite!
Because they had to spend $10,000 an hour making the antennae wiggle or whatever. If you liked that, if you liked Nightmare Before Christmas, if you liked Beetlejuice, if you liked anything,
this was too high concept for those folks though, because like I said, those
I don't think so. I think people didn't see it because they would have seen it if they saw the trailer. I think the trailer was bad. If you watch the trailer, it doesn't say what the movie's about at all.
It's got the fucking Offspring on it, and yeah.
The woman I love is living with a little monkey that looks like me. Dive!
Ow! What a lucky girl.
The name Monkeybone's weird. It doesn't tell you anything. You're like, is there a monkey? Is there a bone? Right. We don't know.
It's way too ahead of its time as far as what, like, because this type of shit got so popular because you already mentioned picking those obscure characters, and that's what, like, everyone is so oversaturated with Captain America, Spider-Man, and Batman right now. That's why James Gunn's just like, no, I'm gonna go deep into the fucking barrel and put Polka Dot Man in my movie. Yeah, and everyone loved it, and this is like a movie of Polka Dot Man, you know, in that sense, and that's why it would work now.
Well, it's the flaming carrot. Mm-hmm. Like, at least totally. Polka Dot Man is DC.
Right.
You know that, like, the joke characters, everyone is Howard the Duck, but, like, we know it's a bad idea to give Howard the Duck his whole movie. Like, they didn't even want to give Iron Man. They're like, he's a B-tier character. I'm like, people cannot name a Marvel character. If the year is 2004, people cannot name. If you said Thor, Superman, Captain America, which one's DC? People would be like, what? So it's crazy that they took these kind of risks in 2001 they weren't willing to take in 2004. It's weird to me. And maybe Monkeybone made them, like, gun shy. Because you're like, you want another Monkeybone? You put Iron Man in a movie with a drugged out actor? Forget it. No movie bonding studio will insure this picture. What are you gonna do?
Not enough people saw this, so I don't think we need to get into too spoilery of a range. I don't want to, like, walk through what happens.
I don't want to spoil a single frame of this movie.
But let's talk people into, like, what is it about?
This is me begging you to see it. Monkeybone is about a guy named Stu.
Go watch the movie. Isn't that enough? Trust us. It's good.
This is a cartoonist.
Yeah.
He's in a coma. He makes this comic called Monkeybone. So while he's in the coma, he's basically tormented by his own character who takes him through this crazy thing till this adventure to like wake up.
Fire in the hole!
Who's hole?
And his sister wants to kill him. But
she's so great in this. It was played by Megan Mullally, right?
Megan Mullally, yeah.
It's really hard for me, but, well, it's been 3 months, and, I gave the order.
Fantastic.
Oh, the whole cast is so good.
Yeah.
So Stu realizes that his sister is trying to pull the plug and kill him while he's in this coma, and so he has to wake up, but he has to keep Monkeybone from taking over his body.
And Monkeybone is really just his inhibitions that he is suppressed. Yeah. He is a sad bastard at the beginning of this, even though he's like such an annoying character because he's just like, oh, I never have any luck. And he's dating like the hottest girl on the planet. He has like his comic strip.
He's a cartoonist.
That he accidentally made left-handed as suddenly, you know, given him this lifestyle that he's just so much of a hipster. He doesn't want it because he's afraid that his inhibitions, his Monkeybone side is going to come out. So he's repressing this. And talk about a broken awoke take. For whatever reason, I watched some stupid reviewer, but it's a guy that rhymes with Doug Walker. But he's like, the whole time he's like, oh, Brendan Fraser, it just took me this long to realize that he couldn't act ever in any movie. It's just like,
oh my God.
I was just like, how are you on like any platform at this point? Like, just totally missing the entire crux of this film. Like, that's the point. Like, he's supposed to be like that. It's a duality thing.
He's always been funny as shit, dude.
Yeah.
And then he does Doom Patrol, and everyone's like, whoa, who knew this guy was funny? What?
Yeah.
He made some weird movies. Airheads was weird. Bedazzled was weird. Blast from the Past was weird. That people didn't know how to deal with the shit he was doing. Because he made fun movies because he had kids.
Yeah.
This is a fun as shit movie. It's as weird as you can get for PG-13.
Mm-hmm. Great character actor. He's just, and it takes a lot. Like,
he's a leading actor, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes a lot for a comedy to make me laugh. I laughed out loud so many times. Because, like, usually I laugh at, like, bad movies or I laugh at horror movies at the absurdity of shit. But when Chris Kattan is flopping around and he runs into his own backyard and it's just such a subtle little touch and he just, like, smacks his head on the backyard door, I was dying. I was fucking waking my kids up in the other room type laughing.
Yeah.
And it's just, and this movie is chock full of it. And it's serious at times and it gets real fucking weird sometimes. It's almost like, we're saying Beetlejuice a lot, but it's almost like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, type visuals sometimes. Yeah.
But I mean, if you look like the Venn diagram of people involved in like Nightmare Before Christmas and Pee-wee's Big Adventure, that's a lot of overlap there.
Yeah.
If you like Coraline, if you like any of that stuff, this is in that same vein, but like it's like if Tim Burton discovered there were colors other than black, white, and gray.
Yeah.
You make a good Tim Burton movie that wasn't Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Super bright colors, like it just didn't. Willy Wonka didn't work because like nobody wants that from Tim Burton.
Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
This movie is dark and colorful. It's scary and uplifting. It's an epic fetch quest, but also it takes place entirely within a dude's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And he like summons the balls to advocate for himself by going on this wacky adventure, right? Like, there's two ways to interpret the movie. The comic was channeled through him, and he wrote with his left hand because it was like something taking over his body, or he was just like, I need to do this to be commercially successful, but like I'm too afraid. I'm just gonna let this thing happen. I choose to interpret it as basically all of it was in his own mind, and he had to overcome that to grow as a person. But you could also see it as like there's magic and a guy
and a dark town.
Yeah.
Hey! Get your fat ass out of my face.
So, Cool World was real. Don't compare this to Cool World, though. That sucked. This is good.
Yeah.
Cool World also had a big budget, a good cast, and lost all its money. So, like,
right.
Who knows? But Cool World sucked. This is very good.
This does feel a little Ralph Bakshi, though. Like, if Ralph Bakshi wasn't, like, someone told Ralph Bakshi no while making Cool World, that's what this kind of feels like.
Well, someone should have told him no. He's like, hey, what if it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but they're tunes that nobody knows, and they piss from a moving vehicle?
What if you actually got to see Jessica Rabbit's ass? It's like he was just focused on the wrong parts of what made Roger Rabbit.
He watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit, walked out the theater. That movie didn't have nearly enough tits. I need to see cartoon titties.
Nice movie, Trey.
I mean, $75 million budget, and you could definitely see, man, with the models, with the makeup.
They spent every penny of it, yeah.
And this is what, 2001. So so we're not talking Matrix, a couple years removed from the Matrix kind of revolutionizing CG at this point, but the mixture of claymation to what they could do, like the cow's mouth, like the bartender's mouth, looks so good. Like there's so many like details and like it's a good marriage of different type of makeup effects, VFX, and the stop motion.
And it's so much
stuff.
harder to do it with the claymation than it would be to just like pastiche in like just flat 2D animation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even the stop motion stuff rivals like just the smoothness of it. There's a fluidity that even something like Nightmare Before Christmas didn't have.
Yeah, because it's more exposures. So like they probably smoothed it out with computer stuff. I don't really know. It seems like in 2001 you can make a smoother movie than 1992 or whatever.
What do you think that this just completely A, bombed, and B, people just shit on it? You mentioned
I think the trailer was bad. And
trailer, yeah.
Show me the monkey! Check that monkey!
Stu Miley is the creator.
The man behind the monkey.
Monkeybone is his creation.
I love your ways.
I think adults maybe were like, this movie's for kids, it's PG-13. There was good stuff that just didn't catch on. And like that's how cult movies get made. Nobody sees something and people are like, well, I fucking liked Airheads actually. So this is a cult movie podcast because this is a cult movie because like for whatever reason people just weren't into it.
Mm-hmm.
I blame the trailer. I blame the lack of marketing, the type of marketing. I blame the name. Some people just didn't see a reason to go see this movie. And also 2001, kind of a lot of shit at the box office.
Sure.
Oh shit, Freddy Got Fingered came out that year. That's probably why. Memento, Mummy Returns, Pootie Tang, Fast and the Furious, Monsters Ball, Wet Hot American Summer. Like 2001 was fucking crazy. Spirited Away, Hedwig, Jurassic Park 3. What month did Monkeybone come out? Oh, Zoolander came out that year. Shit.
Monkeybone came out in February, so it's like it was just dumped in like cinematic purgatory.
That's a really shitty month for a movie to come out.
Right. Yeah, it used to be historically January was the worst and February wasn't much better unless you're like a romantic comedy. That's where you put your romance movies.
What came out? Johnny Depp's fucking Ichabod Crane movie?
I actually
Valentine? People are still lining up to see Dogtown and Z-Boys. I think if you wanted to see something crazy in February, Super Troopers was still playing. I saw Super Troopers twice in theaters. I saw Monkeybone on DVD.
Yeah.
Or maybe VHS. Who knows what I was doing in 2001. I didn't help.
There wasn't the right... Like, the tribe that this was for didn't know that it was for them yet because it wasn't, like, funny and kiddie enough to be more widely beloved because it was too scary. There was actual terrifying moments because you have like Rose McGowan, you know, she's just like, she's kind of like the Jessica Rabbit of this.
You're the one true-hearted man I ever met. You find a way back to that girl of yours and you make her happy.
And like once she breaks him out of jail and then like you see something that you're not supposed to. This movie shows you what is supposed to be implied off screen.
Yeah.
And like seeing her just like rip into this little rat guard is truly terrifying. Like his nightmares, like when he's chasing like a bunch of like bikini clad, you know, bimbos down the golf course, and then he sinks and it gets real weird, and then like Giancarlo Esposito's there and he's like smacking him with a golf club. Like there is some David Lynchian type shots in this, and that's where I think people like the moms are just like I thought this was gonna be like, you know,
I did all your segments already because you were gonna ask me later who should see this movie. Anybody who liked any of the movies I keep comparing it to.
We're too efficient.
Did you want a Beetlejuice too? Oh, okay, here it is.
Yeah.
I can't give it a better endorsement than that. And how important Beetlejuice as a film is to me. You understand what an endorsement that is? I'm going to like Monkeybone better than Beetlejuice 2 if it ever comes out. Do the surfing competition they were talking about. You remember they were talking about a surfing competition? Yeah. I hope they do something else with it. But that'll be Beetlejuice 3 as far as I'm concerned.
I really think that this was such a good movie that Pixar remade it and called it Soul and starring Jamie Foxx. Like the premise was so good that they're just like, there's something here, but it was too weird when it came out, but we're just gonna ape it and no one's gonna know. There's gonna be no lawsuits.
I guess, but like Soul was it was, I don't know, more of an
This was
allegory.
literally Soul. Like the fucking, instead of a monkey, it was a cat. Like I was like, oh my God.
I don't remember the cat in Soul being that malevolent.
That's true. That's true. She just really liked pizza.
Monkeybone was a great antagonist in this movie because Monkeybone knew all of Stu's insecurities, and Monkeybone had the pure ambition to try to steal the golden ticket out from under Stu. If we didn't say what the movie was about, I can't keep.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil a single frame, but also he's tried to steal the golden ticket. Listen,
Right.
It's not a Willy Wonka golden ticket. It's a
right.
Oh shit! This is the movie version of Grim Fandango, the video game.
We saw Monkeybone.
He's Manny. He steals the ticket from the other guy. He's this has got some Grim Fandango elements.
Yeah.
If you like the animation style in that game, this isn't like that, but it does have animation. I don't know, man. I just like Grim Fandango and I like talking about it. If you like Grim Fandango and nobody else did, and you'll like Monkeybone, I guess. I don't know. Listen, please see it if you don't like it. Sorry, you lost 2 hours of your life watching a Brendan Fraser movie that I thought was funny. That sounds hard, but if you do like it, congratulations. You can watch this like twice a year.
Yeah.
Like for the rest, you're allowed to watch this as many times as you want. So you can thank us by liking and subscribing to our channel and sharing this video on social media so that your friends have a chance to see two complete amateurs with no film analysis training and one guy with no real talent.
This guy right here. Well, leave in the chat which one he's talking about. See, interactions.
Two guys, fine.
I mean, if you like Dave Foley, like right after he got dumped from Kids in the Hall, this was peak Dave Foley when everyone hated him, and he's just like, you gotta make Monkeybone, you know.
Bro, Dave Foley got. This was right around the time where his wife divorced him, and she's like, he makes $20 million a year. He's got to pay me $250,000 a month in spousal support. And he's like, I don't know. News radio checks really aren't coming in that steady, so
I was just
guy got fucked, and Dave Foley kind of went away for a while too because his ex-wife just fucked him so hard. Because they're Canadian, but they're like, let's move to Canada or California.
Yeah.
With the worst divorce laws in the country.
This was a whole cast of cast out Broken Toys. Rose McGowan, like, you know, it's just like everyone. This is a time capsule.
Good though.
Yeah.
God, how good was Miss Kitty in this movie?
Oh my God, yeah. This was before before Gus Fring.
They got
comedic
actors.
Yeah.
Everybody down to like Wayne Wilderson, who played like a basically like one scene character. Like all comedic actors.
Bob fucking Odenkirk in this movie
was in one scene.
It steals it. Oh, he's so good.
Those are our organs. Get back on that slab.
That whole bit, and I'm sorry.
This is a lot of sketch people. It's on a sketch show. Catan, Foley, Kilbane, Odenkirk. Not really Whoopi Goldberg. Like this is just a lot of sketch comedy people. They got
multiverse,
a bunch of funny people together, and it made a funny movie. And you motherfuckers didn't appreciate it. I'm thinking Bruce McCullough, but I know that's not him. It's the other guy.
No, he always played the woman in Kids in the Hall though. He's so great.
Did you see the reboot?
Yeah.
Like they made new episodes. They're fucking good, man.
It's so good.
We're talking in circles because all I want to do is just fucking watch
see it.
Monkeybone.
Just if we don't ask for much, right? We really don't.
I can't do a good episode. I'm sorry. Every other movie's like, here's why you should see it, but I'm like, just please fucking. It won't help anybody who made this movie. It's already lost 90% of its budget. It didn't make shit back. Everybody that made this movie is like, I'm embarrassed that I made this movie, but it exists.
Yeah.
They can't get rid of it. This movie is available to watch now. And as much as everybody might not have liked this 22 years ago, which I was an adult when this came out, so I don't like that this was over 20 years ago. Because if I was an adult then, what's that make me?
Scrooged, is it? If you like Scrooged, it has kind of. It's just like everything that I can compare it to doesn't suck.
But listen, why are we making the case? The only people who are going to click on this video are cult movie fans. This is a cult movie.
Yeah.
And you'll see it and you'll be like, oh shit, I get it. I get why a mainstream audience didn't get it. I get why Jon and Jason thought I'd be into it. And you know what? Thank you guys.
They were fucking right.
Watch this movie, thank us later. This should have been a 2-minute episode. Hey, Monkeybone's got this cast. Go watch it, and then we'll talk about it. If you've seen Monkeybone, right? That's all we want to say to you. Like, right?
You're right. This is a Doug Walker hate fuck episode, really. It's just like, the people just... And anyone that shits on Monkeybone just should not be talking on the internet about movies.
What did you want?
Right?
That if this movie coming out in one of the strongest years for movie ever, in the worst month to release a movie, a month after Super Troopers and a month before Freddy Got Fingered, so who that likes stupid douchebag comedies was saying Monkeybone?
God, what a three! What a 1, 2, 3.
The movie 2001 is actually the year.
Yeah,
2001
we had it
was
way too
actually
good.
insane.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just incredible. So you had a Lord of the Rings and a Harry Potter. Remember that shit? Remember a Lord of the Rings and a Harry Potter dropped the same year, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I want to see Fast and Furious." Just insanity. So if this came out in 2002, it probably would have made 70. No, I'm just kidding. This movie made $7 million because there's only so many of us.
Yeah.
Like you and John and me and everybody who watches cult films. It's up to us to help nobody who made this movie by giving Amazon $3 to rent this or whatever.
Yep. The best Tim Burton movie that he'd never had anything to do with. And blessedly. Henry Selick, I think he like after this killed his career for a while. He is now making a show on Netflix, released I think last year. So
Wendell and Wild?
Wendell and Wild.
Yeah, Wendell and Wild's got a very Coraline-y vibe.
Nice.
Really, it looks like the Beetlejuice TV show is what it looks like.
Which didn't suck.
Or like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, all good things. All right, Jason, where can everyone find you?
I'm on the Bird app at Jason E. Alt. And also, I feel like if you type my name into Google, maybe Jason E. Alt Movies, my stuff will come up on the first page. I'm around. I make content. I don't have a real big boy job. I don't do this for a job, certainly.
No.
My goodness. No. But I make content, so please check out my content.
This is a labor of love for sure. When I'm not stuck in Darktown and Purgatory, you could find me, John the Host, on the Twitter page as well, at John the Host. You can follow this very show, it has its own Twitter page called at the Cult of Films. Until next time, do we have a good out for Monkeybone?
We did it.
We did it.
I did a physical bit.
Hi, you guys want some cookies?